Psalm 58. To the chief musician, set to Do Not Destroy, a miktam of David. Do you indeed speak righteousness, you silent ones? Do you judge uprightly, you sons of men? No, in heart you work wickedness. You weigh out the violence of your hands in the earth. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they are born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf cobra that stops its ear, which will not heed the voice of charmers, charming ever so skillfully. Break their teeth in their mouth, O God. Break out the fangs of the young lions, O Lord. Let them flow away as waters which run continually. When he bends his bow, let his arrows be as if cut in pieces. Let them be like a snail, which melts away as it goes, like a stillborn child of a woman, that they may not see the sun. Before your pots can feel the burning thorns, he shall take them away as with a whirlwind, as in his living and burning wrath. The righteous shall rejoice when he sees the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked, so that men will say, Surely there is a reward for the righteous. Surely he is God who judges in the earth.
Psalm 58, the Judgment of the Wicked. I've seen the picture several times, and it's always made me wonder. The painting is of Jesus knocking at the headquarters building of the United Nations in New York City. I've wondered what Jesus would say if he were asked to address the political leaders of our world. Among other things, I think Jesus would ask the question of Psalm 58. Do you judge uprightly, you sons of men? Verse 1. Jesus doesn't give the leaders any opportunity to skirt the question with their political double talk. The question is answered as soon as it's spoken. No, in heart you work wickedness. Verse 2. We get so focused sometimes on God's work in our lives and in the church that we forget He is also at work in our world. The violence, inhumanity, and oppression that mark human society are not forgotten or overlooked by God. Evil rulers, corrupt judges, and savage prison guards may seem to escape for a while, but someday God will catch them. The evil in our world is nothing more than a reflection of the evil in human hearts. We go astray from our mother's womb. David's prayer was that God, the supreme judge, would bring evil men and women to justice. Not at the world court but at God's court. No act would be hidden from his view, no lie would stand the test of his knowledge. God would ultimately avenge those who have been trampled by the wicked. Then every person will say, Surely he is God who judges in the earth. Verse 11. A lot of people view Jesus as a cupcake, a softie who loves everybody and who will find a way to overlook all the bad stuff we do. Jesus is full of grace and mercy toward those who repent and believe in him. But Jesus will also be mankind's final judge. Jesus said that God the Father had entrusted all judgment to him, God the Son. So when the Bible talks about God judging the world and every person in it, it is talking about Jesus. Those who reject God's grace will stand before Christ and their mouths will be closed. They will have nothing to say to justify their disobedience and sin. They will only hear Jesus' words of condemnation and separation. Depart from me, Matthew 25 verse 41. Christians will stand before Jesus, too. But in evaluation, not condemnation. We must all appear before the judgment seat of Christ, that each one may receive the things done in the body, according to what he has done, whether good or bad. 2 Corinthians 5 verse 10. The only way to avoid God's condemnation is to accept the gift of God's grace. Jesus was condemned so that we could be forgiven. David used a series of vivid images to picture the judgment of God on lawless leaders and unjust judges. He asked God to break the fangs of these lion-like evildoers, verse 6. He wanted the wicked to evaporate like water poured out on the hot sand, verse 7. He asked that their arrows would be as harmless as sticks with no points, verse 7. Slugs or snails do not literally melt away as they crawl, but the trail of slime they leave makes them seem to dissolve. Something David wanted to happen to all those who were corrupt and crooked, verse 8. The harshest judgment is that David wished the wicked had never been born, stopping their development before it even began, verse 8. He hoped they are scattered the way cooking pots over a campfire are scattered by a tornado. Verse 9. Then, like a soldier taking soil from a battlefield gets blood on his shoes, David wanted God to wash his feet in the blood of the wicked. Verse 10. These are powerful, difficult images of the final end of all those who pursue their own way instead of following God's way.